Dude, you're a buff goth, dude. Dude, you're a buff ass goth, dude. You're a buff goth, dude. Hello everyone and welcome to the quickest video I've ever had to put together because me and Kai spent time together over the weekend, which means I don't have time to do videos when I do that. So the problem with having a schedule and doing YouTube full time is that if you want to try and make time for other people in your life and other things in your life, then this is going to suffer. So I do have some other awesome videos planned for the rest of the week, like the Halloween video, for example. But me and Kaya, we went out on Saturday. I was also doing like a really intense workout that day because I'm trying to get back into fitness because surprise, surprise, doing YouTube got in the way of me pursuing my fitness journey and stuff. So that got in the way. And it's so hard to go back to like cooking food again because that takes a long time out of the day. Time I should be spending on doing YouTube work, because before what I would do is I just sit in here all day, toiling away, getting videos done, writing new videos, editing, uploading, running through social media. So taking several hours out of the day now to cook food and stuff like that, it's just an absolute pain in the ass. But I do want to get back into like shredded shape because I was in really decent shape a couple months ago. Not so much anymore. I have been worse, but let's just say I wouldn't do a video with my top off like I used to. Shoulders are already starting to round out. Look at that. Anyway, thank you everyone for tuning in for this incredibly, I feel like it's rushed video, but hopefully it's not. It's like, it's 6 p.m. and this video needs to go live in 3 hours and 50 minutes. So I need to film it, edit, and upload it in those 3 hours and 50 minutes. So what I'm going to do, and I wanted to spend more time on this, was go through all of the pictures that I have of me before I started doing YouTube. You know, because as you guys know, I dropped the whole goth aesthetic to pursue this YouTube channel years ago because I thought being goth was just a black mark. It was a black spot on the hand of your YouTube channel and no one would go near you. But I've since embraced my old self, expecting this channel to tank, and it didn't. In fact, it kind of blew up. So who would have thought? And it's been a really great feeling knowing that I can be myself and this channel will grow because of it. That's really awesome. So before I decided to be stupid and be normal for 2 years and become miserable, I was goth as shit, which we're gonna look at today. The first photo I actually found was this one right here, and I think this is like a party we did with a couple of friends of ours. And I think this is their old shop, their old store that they used to have, and we're invited to like this party thing they were having. And I had the drawn-on eyebrows. I still had my bridge piercing back then. I was about 50 pounds lighter because we had no money. we could not afford to eat, so we were both just really thin. I could easily bench press that Jake. In fact, I can bench press me right now, but like I could bench press that Jake easily. I could shoulder press that Jake. So I still had like my long black hair and stuff, and the drawn-on eyebrows because my eyebrows were shaved back then. And man, I kind of missed the labret and I missed the bridge piercing, but like they were causing more issues than they were actually worth. Kaya there looking gorgeous as always, making me look awful. Let's see when this was. So that was taken January 2013. So that was a whole year. That was a year and a half before I started doing YouTube, like as a job. I think there's a closer one here. Yeah, here's a more close-up one. It's just me. Yeah, that is in fact a ribbon on my head. And, oh man, look how sharp my jaw was back then. It is not that sharp now. Oh, I hate looking at photos of me when I was like 50 pounds lighter. Like, I know I didn't have enough money to buy food. That's why I was so thin. Because naturally, I'm a stocky guy. Like, my body wants to put on muscle mass. It's quite easy for me to do that. It sounds like a humble brag. I'm kind of upset about it because I always wanted to be I wanted to be an ectomorph. I wanted to be tall and skinny. But unfortunately, I'm average height, relatively stocky build, which for a lot of goth clothing doesn't work. So I've always hated it, but now I'm just embracing it. Embracing who I am and what my genetics want me to be. Oh man. Okay. Oh man, look at Kai's camera. I remember that camera. That camera was like waterproof. You could use it underwater. And it was like the only digital camera we had, and it was like 480p or something. It was so bad. But you can see this is actually after I got a job and I cut my hair here, and you can actually see how pretty dapper I look in a suit. Look at this. Look at me right there. Oh, that was actually the year before. That was May 1st, 2012. So yeah, I definitely lost that job, which I did often because I have, as you can probably tell, I have a real problem with authority, especially when that authority is utterly baseless. And I've spoken about this before, like, I would get fired because I'd get so angry about being conformed to company standards. It used to make me so angry. I would get so mad because, like, I would just have something that I was wearing, like an accessory or a jacket or something that, or the way I dyed my hair or the makeup I did. And managers and supervisors, like, they would tell me to change it or go home and like change it in something else or come back the next day not doing it. And it would make me so livid that I found it so difficult to keep a job, because a lot of the times I would get fired for disorderly conduct. And there was one time I actually got escorted from a building because of how aggressive I was in a day. I actually got fired that day because I went in and I was just such a bad mood because I did not want to be there. I woke up for a job I hated, and like all my coworkers were just these normie f***s, and they were all boring and irritating. The company policies were just so stifling, and I hated it. And I went in with this really awful attitude. I was in such a bad mood, and I was like punching lockers and doors. Not cool, by the way. I was in my early 20s, and I was in a really stressful situation. It's not cool to do this. I'm just recounting what happened. I threatened a manager, which ended up being a physical altercation, and I was immediately called in, and I had to be escorted from the building because of how aggressive I was being. Jesus Christ. God, I remember that now. I despise authority. I hate working for it. It drives me nuts, which is why I tried so hard for YouTube to be my job, because I could not stand conforming to such ridiculous rules. I hate rules. I hate rules when it comes to businesses and companies, and I hate rules when it comes to subcultures, and I hate rules when it just comes to how you're meant to create things or how you're meant to conduct yourself or the things that you're meant to say. And it's just like, I just want to do what I want to do. Shut the fuck up. Stop telling me what to do. So yeah, that was May 2012. That was a job that did not last long, because there's gonna be some real old ones here. See, now this is a nice one. This is another one of me and Kai. I actually have eyebrows here, but they have been waxed or shaved or something. I can't remember how I used to do that. But yeah, nice square ass jawline, which doesn't look good once you put on weight. Kind of makes your head look wide if you put on weight, if you have a square jaw. And eyebrow piercing, bridge piercing. The nose piercing is still there, and my labret is still there, which are no longer with us, unfortunately. I wish I still had them. God, I might get my labret redone, but like professionally. And don't tell Rolly this, but I actually did my labret piercing myself. Because I was a broke-ass kid. I didn't have enough money to drop 40 quid on going to get professionally pierced, so I just did it myself. Okay, this is 4th of March, 2012, so this is the same year. Do not pierce yourself. It is just, don't do it. Do not pierce yourself. Though I would say I have taken out more professionally done piercings than I have homemade piercings, but that's because I lucked out. Do not pierce yourself. There's actually a photo of me at a goth club, and I can't find it. It's a goth club me and Kai used to go to, but we stopped going a few years ago. We ran out of money. Honestly, we couldn't afford going out. We were so broke. And me and Kai are like we look at where we are now and how far we've come. Like, we were broke. So this is a photo that Kaya took. These two girls are part of this performance group that you can hire, and I wanted them for the 7 Rings video, but they were way too expensive. But they were fire breathers. They were fire breathers and acrobats, and they were so cool. And they saw me and Kaya dressed like this, and we both got our photos taken with them. And this was back when I had like one of my most favorite hairstyles ever, which was like the black and the blonde, wearing a homemade vest top underneath, which I will show you. But I think this is 2013. 2013 is when this happened. But yeah, that was a good day. That was fun. Oh, here it is. This is the top I was wearing. This top is old as hell. Look at my gooby face. Yeah, this is April 2013. So this was a whole year before I started doing YouTube. So the white contact lenses, the drawn-on Spock-looking eyebrows, the black and white hair, black and blonde hair, and this homemade t-shirt, which is covered in like iron-on badges and pins and stuff, and it's slashed up, and it's pinned together using safety pins. And it says Demonic Headcase on it, which you think, you know, wow, what an edgelord. But no, that was the name of my first ever band. That was the first band I ever made. And my grandmother was, she owned like a t-shirt printing company back in Wales. And I was like, hey, I want to get a couple of t-shirts. And she was like, oh, I'll just make some free ones. So she made me and my band a couple of free Demonic Headcase t-shirts, all spelt with K's because obs. And I still have it. It doesn't fit me anymore because, again, I'm like 50 pounds heavier now. Muscle mass wise, because I've been working out since then. But yeah, this is me and Kaya going out to get bubble tea in a place that has since closed down because the woman who owned it just didn't feel like doing it anymore, and it was the best bubble tea place in the entire city, and now it's closed. It became potato chip sandwich place, right? Or is it a crisp sandwich? Yeah, it became a Northern Irish crisp sandwich place. How absolutely asinine. There's a whole folder somewhere of just as me and Kaya met. Oh, okay, here we are. So these are photos of me and Kaya when we first met each other and we started going out. So these are 2009 to 2010. So these are heckin' old. Alright, okay, here's some cyber goth ass photos here. So this is a photo, do you know what, let me find out exactly when this was taken. Hopefully it still has that date on it. It has been switched and changed. Oh, there we go, June 2011. Oh, that's not even right, because I moved here in 2010. I had a house here in 2010, so as you can see, I'm wearing homemade dreadlocks that I made myself. I'm wearing this... It's like a chipboard Cyberdog hoodie that they don't do anymore. They haven't done in a while. And Kaya's 7-inch platforms, which did not fit my feet. I really wanted to wear platforms, but again, no money, and I didn't have my own, so I had to wear hers, and they hurt like hell. So yeah, again, super slim, and I really loved that look, and I would love to do it again, but I cut my hair short, so I can't actually put dreads in anymore. But yeah, that plot of land is actually now a block of apartments. So yeah, this is 2010. This is 4 years before I started doing YouTube. Man, I miss my cybergoth days. I can see myself going cybergoth again. I really can. So this is before I got the dreads in. This was in Wales, and I really like my hair like that. So you can actually see I'm wearing a Miyavi t-shirt. That's a Miyavi tour t-shirt. You could only get those from the 2009, I think it was, Neo Samurai Tour or whatever it's called, black something. And I'm wearing like trip pants and stuff like that. So yeah, again, this is like 4 to 5 years before I started doing YouTube. Let's see what else I got here. Oh, okay. So there's my pink phase on here. So I went through like a massive pink phase, and let me explain. So I didn't know who Jeffree Star was until about 2016, and I knew him through his cosmetics. But on my own, in my own way, I managed to like become obsessed with pink and drawing pink eyebrows on and wearing femme clothing. I started doing that on my own, and I didn't realize that that's exactly what Jeffree Star was doing on MySpace about 5 to 6 years before me. I had no idea. It's just such a ridiculous coincidence. Honestly, if I was inspired by Jeffree Star, I would tell you. But I wasn't. It was just such a weird coincidence. So, okay. This photo, let's have a look at this one. I don't think that one's that old. Look how pretty I was back in 2010. Oh no, 2011, sorry. You know, I might post this on Instagram to promote this video. In fact, follow me on Instagram, please. Please follow me on Instagram. I post photos whenever I post these videos based on the looks that I have in the moment. So there's a link or the username down below in the description, so go and check that out. But yeah, there's me dressed all goth in a goth ass suit in a graveyard. Utterly cliche. I would love to go back and recreate some of these looks. Man, look at me, so handsome, so young. God, how young was I here? I think I'm 19 here. This is 19, 20 years old. I said I found the folder with my pink phase. Let me show you some of my pink photos. So I did actually I suffered from anorexia through my pink phase, which I will show you a photo of now. So look how emaciated I was. I was so hell-bent on trying to be skinny, you know, like be one of those skinny heroin chic sort of lads, you know, like the pretty boys that you see on Tumblr all the time. My body type is not that. So I had to really, really abstain from food and over-exercise. It was really awful to get into that level of shape. And I was always in a bad mood. It was just awful. And I was always hungry, and I had no energy, and it just sucked. Getting down to that body type for me is it's impossible. I can't do it without really, really unhealthy habits. It was awful. But yeah, I had pink hair and I had leopard print dyed into the side, so not quite the hulking gothic king I've become. So this was actually around the same time. I think this is 2011. So this photo right here is in London around 2011, maybe 2010. I'm pretty sure this is 2011. And this is actually in the queue to go and see Miyavi. I can't remember which venue it was. Anyway, Miyavi did a live album of it, this one, Miyavi Live in London. I'm actually at that show. So whenever you hear the audience, I'm in that audience shouting and screaming. So that was really cool. So yeah, that's our friend Pixel there in the blue hair, and we have no idea where the hell he is. He just sort of dropped off the internet, and we were good friends, me and Kai. We were good friends with him, and we have no idea where he is now. So if you're watching this, Pixel, hit us up. We'd love to hang out in London sometime soon and catch up for 10 years. But yeah, there's me with my pink hair and my gaunt anorexic face, which you can actually see more clearly here, which is a photo that we took in the airport before we flew to London to go see Miyavi. But yeah, you can see my hair better there. So I was, you can just see how skinny I was, but I had like pink hair and then blonde undercut that was bleached, and then I had Kaya dye the leopard print into it, and she did such a good job on that. Again, that was 4 or 5 years before I started doing YouTube. Oh, do you know what? What a great way to end the video. I actually found the folder of photos of when I first came over. So this is the first time me and Kaya ever hung out, which the photos are on her Facebook, or at least were on her Facebook. Oh, this is back when I smoked. So yeah, I was still smoking here, and I had pink and black hair. I tried to do a smoky eye, couldn't do it, had no idea how to do it, so it just looks terrible. Kind of, you know, half-shaved eyebrows, so I drew the rest on. So this is the most teenager-ass photo of me and Kaya. So this is me and Kaya underneath a bridge drinking. This was like day 2 or 3 of the first time we ever hung out. This is 2009 still, 2009. And this is 5 to 6 years before I started doing YouTube. One white contact, a load of piercings that one of my piercings was like put in to look like Miyavi's piercing. And these pants that I'm wearing, this was before Punk Rave became like its own website. So this is back when Punk Rave was still an eBay store. And I used to buy from them, and no one knew who they were or where to find the stuff I was wearing. But now they're, you know, they're a big store now. But yeah, this was before they became such a big store, and I found like this little J-Rock place that no one knew. I dabbled in cybergoth before I met Kaya, but after I met Kaya, I got back into it again. Exhibit A here. This is a really strange photo set, and I'm wearing like all neon colors and stuff like that. And my New Rock boots, which broke within the first year of me buying them. And I was skinny enough to have a top that was not fully long enough to cover my hips and my midsection, so I miss doing that. So this is way back. Do you know what? I think this is actually from the same time that those cybergoth photos were taken. But yeah, I really miss that trench coat. I gave it to my sister, but again, it was from the original Punk Rave store that was on eBay. I can't remember what it was called. It wasn't called Punk Rave back then, because there was a few of them, and Punk Rave, what became Punk Rave, was one of these little eBay stores that sold like J-Rock clothing. Okay, do you know what? This is the last one. I might do this again if you guys really like this, because I actually have a load of photos from when me and Kaya, when I first met Kaya, whenever I first came over to Northern Ireland back in 2009, 2010. I met Kaya for the first time in 2009. I moved over in 2010. So this is me visiting. So this is about 2009. And I'm wearing like this really tacky tie that has bats on it. And that trench coat that was in that forest picture, skinny jeans, New Rocks. I was just such a cliche, but it's such a cool look. But she was showing me Victoria Square, and the underground parking that they have looked all like cyberpunk. So I really wanted a photo down there. And now it just looks like I took a photo in a car park for no reason. So yeah, that's like five years before I started doing YouTube. But man, there's so many good photos. There's so many photos, and I wish I could show you all of them. I have just found the folder of before I met Kaya. So these are photos that were taken while we were still webcam chatting to each other through MSN. Which is dead now. You can't use MSN. Some of you kids just won't know what it is. So I'm going to show you 1 or 2 of these real quick. Okay. All right. All right. Let's look. All right. Let's look at this one. This is before I met Kaya. This is like just when we were chatting online, and we started, you know, we both sort of fallen for each other super quick as teenagers do. So I made this is like a super cringy photo, but oh, the makeup and everything. So there it is. There's one of the webcam photos that Kaya took. There is a whole folder of these. So if you guys really want to see this, I want to see like overwhelming comments. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed seeing what I looked like back in the olden times, back in 2010, 2009. I did have older photos. of before I met Kaya, but because of Bebo being deleted, they're all gone. I have almost nothing now before 2009. If you guys want to see like older photos of me, like before I even knew who Kaya was, when I was still dating my ex and I was going through college, there are some photos in my MySpace video, so yeah, go and check out that video. I'll actually link it at the end of this video. It's also in the description if you want to check that out. So thanks everyone for tuning in. I had a great day today because I made it a great day. I tried super hard to do this video. I nearly did not put a video up today, but I wanted to get something up because I didn't want to leave you guys hanging until Wednesday. So now as soon as I edit this video and upload it, I'll have to do the Patreon work and then clean tomorrow. No, because I have to shoot the Halloween video tomorrow. Oh my god. Anyway, thanks everyone for tuning in. I will see you in the next video. On Wednesday for the Halloween video. Okay, goodbye everyone.